Hey players, do you want to talk to your crush but are always met with them being in a group of their friends? Situations like that can suck sometimes if you don't know how to handle them properly. That's why in this video, I'm going to share a few tips on how to navigate those type of encounters so that you can spend one-on-one time talking to your crush.
This is the Josh Speaks. You're watching the Josh Speaks.
The biggest challenge most people tell me they run into is finding the right moment to talk to their crush because they're always surrounded by people. But I want to challenge you back on this and say, if your crush was by themselves, would it be easier for you to talk to them? If your answer is no, then the problem isn't that they're with a group of people, it's that you don't know what to say to start that conversation with them. Whenever you see your crush, I'm sure your first instinct is to single them out, talk to only them, and to hope that no one in the group interferes. But the problem with that process is that you're not giving the group a chance to accept you. When a group of people are talking and someone new enters that bubble, the best thing you can do is start a conversation with everyone that's around. Imagine this. Everyone is collectively talking when someone new enters the group and disrupts their conversation. Now everyone's going to be sitting there curious as to why you're there, and of course they're not going to be able to jump back into their normal conversation because you're there for a specific purpose that they don't know. It's like if you're talking to your friend about something personal and some random person walks in. Of course you're going to stop talking about whatever it is you were talking about and wait till they leave or wait till they explain why they're there. So in order to avoid that awkwardness, the best thing you can do is to jump into that group with a question to ask them. Starting off with something like, hey guys, I need your opinion on something is a good way to start laying the road as to why you're there. I know you're thinking, well, what do I talk to them about? But the truth is you can talk to them about anything. Ask for their opinions on a new movie that came out or something that just happened in school. Anything that they can have an opinion on is a good question to ask. I would stay away from things that are so specific that only maybe one or two people in the group would know. Keep it more general so that everyone can give their opinion on it. Wait a minute, how does talking to everyone get you specifically closer to your crush? Don't worry, we're going to get there. The purpose of asking a general question is to get you involved in the group, for you to not be standing there awkwardly without saying anything. But once you ask that general question, one of two things may happen. The first is that someone will stand up and bravely speak to you. They'll share their opinion and they'll get the conversation rolling. Or the second, everyone just kind of looks at each other and sits there awkward and confused, not saying anything. In the first situation, if someone starts talking, that's a great sign because now it gives you the opportunity to talk to someone else in the group and say, well, what do you think? And that same type of follow-up works in the second situation too. So let's say you're sitting around and no one is speaking, it's awkward and silent. All you have to do is point at one person in the group and ask them specifically what they think. Sometimes when you ask a group question, no one really wants to take the lead in talking first. But if you call someone out, you make them the leader and you make them the person to first start speaking, which then will help get the group more comfortable and speaking as well. What you'll then start to notice is that more people will start speaking up and joining in on the conversation. Maybe even your crush will say something, which then presents an opportunity for you to do potentially one of two things. If you share your opinion on something and your crush agrees with you, use that opportunity to walk over to them, give them a high five, and say, I like you, I'm on your side. That agreeableness is the moment for you to show your crush that you and them have something in common together, and you want them to recognize it just as much as you do. If your crush disagrees with you, this also gives you the opportunity to do something. You can always joke and say, psh, this is why you and me would never get along, and have that playfulness go on between the two of you. I know it may sound like you're dismissing them or you don't like them, but it's actually the opposite. You're showing them that there is a little bit of tension between the two of you, and that's always a fun place to be with your crush. Your intention shouldn't be to be mean or disrespectful to them. You just want to have a little bit of fun and have the group see that you are all about just talking to them, getting to know them, and having a good time. And as you talk more and more to the group, their mindset is going to start to shift from seeing you as an outsider that came in to being one of them. Keep in mind, this may take a few questions or a few back and forth conversations between you and different people in the group, but the whole idea is to make everyone feel comfortable with you being there. So how do you know then if things are back to normal between everyone in the group and there isn't that awkwardness anymore? It's simple. If people start going back into conversations with themselves and stop the focus on you being there, you've won over the group. And after spending some time either agreeing with your crush or disagreeing with your crush, you can always turn to the rest of the people in the group and say, hey guys, do you mind if I talk to them for a minute over here? And that's exactly what you want. You want everyone's attention not to be on you, but to be on whatever it is they want to focus it on, so that you can focus your attention on your crush. So now you have the group off your back, you have your crush's attention, and you have a little bit of tension between the two of you. Now is the perfect opportunity to ask them for their number, to make plans with them, and to just talk to them. There may be other obstacles that you encounter, like people jumping into your conversation, or someone else liking your crush not wanting you to spend one-on-one time with them, but don't let that deter you. What do you think though? Have you ever tried talking to your crush in front of their friends? If you didn't, what held you back from doing it? Leave your comment below and we'll talk about it. The strategy I'm sharing here is something I did when I was in high school, and I liked a girl, but she was always surrounded by her friends. So if you want to hear the full story of how I did it and how it worked, check out the video over there. Remember, everything is small steps. You may not crush it the first or second time that you approach the group and talk to them, but keep trying. Your goal is to talk to your crush, and the best way to do that is to make them see that you're just a normal person. As always, guys, love and peace.